my name is Kylie, and I joined, so my son was 1 year old, 2013, so that would be 7 years. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 7 years in the choir. This will be the 8th, yeah. Is that right? Wow. At first I didn't. I had a friend who I'd met in Puckapunyal who bugged me for that full first year in Canberra. You've got to come, you've got to come. No, it's not my thing. I don't think I'll be, you know. And she eventually just said, you're coming today. And I just, yeah, I loved it. It was something for myself. And, you know, I was changing careers at the time and had just had my third child, and I'd moved from my husband. So I didn't know anyone, and I just did everything for everyone else. And it was the one thing that I did for myself. Yeah, I didn't, and I still don't. And that was one thing that I loved about it, that I didn't feel pressured to be at every single rehearsal. There were ones that I just couldn't make or didn't make or just didn't feel up to it. But always, if I did make it and I wasn't sure if I could get there, I always was so pleased that I did, and I felt really, yeah, that it was worth it. And you know, it's kind of like going to an exercise session. You don't feel like it sometimes, and then afterwards you're like, oh wow, that was great, that was the best thing I've done all week. Yeah. So I always felt like that. Yeah. I sometimes, when my husband was away, I would actually hire a babysitter
right
to get there, just because it was that one thing that I could do. Yep. For myself. Yeah. And that made it worth it as well. Cool. It was just the quality of the organisation and the mantra behind it. The most important thing for me was when I heard that we don't care about what everybody's husbands do. It was all about us, and there was no last names, there was no ranks. That was a turning point for me, and that made it really clear to me that that was something that I wanted to be part of, and I was proud to be part of. And I could see all the hard work that everyone was doing behind the scenes, and so I just put my hand up to see if I could help a bit. Yeah. And yeah, since then I've volunteered on and off, and I've really enjoyed it and got a lot out of it. Yeah. I was a little bit skeptical at first. I wasn't sure how to go, but oh, it was so nice to see everyone's faces. Like, that was the biggest thing for me. The singing was great. It was a bit rough at the start, but it was amazing, you know, how well we figured it out, and all the leaders were able to lead the choir under those conditions. And once again, I didn't feel like I have to be there every session, but when I did, I always loved it. And the only thing I didn't like was just hearing my own voice all the time. Yeah. But apart from that, it was great. I really enjoyed it, and you could still be part of the choir without having to, risk everyone. I would say give it a go. Yeah, it's probably not what you're thinking it is. It's fantastic. You get in there, and it's just meeting a bunch of like-minded women. And the singing sometimes comes second, so that connection's really important. It's meeting other people, and even though you're not talking to people the whole time, you have a chat in between songs or afterwards, you're making new friends and you're singing together, so it makes you feel connected, just that singing together. Yeah. I didn't know anything, and I was just sort of humming along and trying to sight read, which I'm really rusty. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, and so I started coming regularly, then joined up, yeah, and then I've never stopped.